He folded the letter, kissed it once, and slid it into his coat pocket. With trembling fingers, he gripped his rifle, not for glory, but for the hope of returning home. Sometimes, a single piece of paper can carry more weight than a lifetime of silence. This is the story of a letter, written with love, lost in war, and found 3 decades too late. In the winter of 1974, deep inside a war-torn valley, Private David Keller sat beneath a flickering lantern, writing his final thoughts on paper stained with dirt, blood, and fear. He wasn't writing as a soldier, but as a husband, and as a father who never got to meet his son. To my dear Emily, and to the son I'll never hold. My love, if you're reading this, it means I didn't make it back. Please tell our son I was brave. That I thought of him with every heartbeat. That I was already proud of the man he would become, even if I'd never see him. He folded the letter, kissed it once, and slid it into his coat pocket. With trembling fingers, he gripped his rifle, not for glory, but for the hope of returning home. 3 decades later, in a quiet town buried in snow, a retired postmaster found a tattered envelope hidden behind a broken cabinet at the old sorting station. The ink had faded, but the name was still there. David Keller. Miles away, a young doctor closed up his clinic for the night, the same eyes, the same strength, but he never knew the man behind his last name. Until, the knock came. His hands trembled, as he unfolded the fragile letter. The ink was old, but every word struck like thunder.
If this letter ever finds you, know that your father died with hope in his heart, hope that you'd live in peace.
30 years earlier, in the cold mud of a foreign land, David clutched a pen, not a weapon.
I won't survive this, but if this reaches you, know I loved you before I ever saw you.
He read it again, and again. The ink, the words, became a voice he never knew, but somehow recognized. A tear rolled down his cheek, not of sorrow, but of something long buried, connection. He stood up, heart pounding with something he hadn't felt in years, purpose. That night, he closed the clinic early. No words. No calls. Just a suitcase, and a grave he'd never seen. He didn't know what he'd find, but he had to go. With each mile, the window showed more than snow, it showed a boy, waiting by the window, for a father who never came. He had imagined this moment 1,000 times, but nothing prepared him for the silence. There it was. David Lancaster. 1959 to 1995. No flowers. No footprints. Just snow, and 30 years of distance. 30 years ago, in a prison not far from here, David Lancaster sat with a paper, a pen, and a guilt too heavy to speak. My son, if you ever read this, I hope the years were kinder to you than I was.
My son, I don't know if this letter will ever reach you, but if it does, know this. Not a day has passed that I haven't thought of you. I wasn't there when you took your first steps. I wasn't there when you needed someone to fight for you. And for that, I'm sorry. I used to lie awake and wonder, did you like to draw? Did you fall and scrape your knee on your first bike ride? Did you ask your mother where I'd gone? Or worse, did you stop asking?
I wasn't there to teach you how to be a man, but if I've done one thing right, it's loving you, even from the other side of silence. And if you're reading this now, maybe I wasn't completely gone after all. If you're reading this, it means I didn't make it back. I want you to know this letter carries the only thing stronger than fear, love. The last line read, "Live the life I couldn't, and forgive me when you're ready." And for the first time, he didn't feel alone. He didn't need answers anymore. He just needed to feel where his father had once stood. And in that silence, father and son finally met. Days later, a mother rushed in, her daughter crying from a fall. The doctor didn't panic, he smiled. Because he remembered the steady hands of a hero he never knew. He used to walk alone, haunted by silence. But now, the silence carried a voice. His father never came home, but his words did. He never expected to write a letter like this. But some words can't stay unspoken. What his father couldn't say in person, he now would, for the future. I don't know who you'll become, but I hope you grow with kindness. That you'll know where you came from. And that even in silence, you'll feel heard. Some letters take years to arrive. Others take a lifetime to be written. Even when the war ends, some battles live on in the heart. But now, peace.